Hello YouTubes! Welcome back, Haunt fam. So I've been having this issue. In fact, let me just show you guys versus just telling you guys. That's an issue. 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 Issue. I don't need a tape. That's an issue. That's an issue. That's an issue. You guys seen the theme here. I love doing resin casting, and this stuff is a total hot mess. So today I want to make some kind of organizing system to fix all this crap. Okay, YouTubes. This is my solution. So I've been kind of cruising around on Amazon and I come across this and I thought, man, spice racks. These totally look like spices. Would they fit in a spice rack? I don't know. So I found these kind of cool black ones and I thought maybe we can make some kind of organizing system. Oh, they got like a little screw and a little drywall thingy. And I thought they're black. That's pretty cool. And versus just sticking them on a wall and making some dumb standard display, let's make a cool display. Let's make a creepy display. But first, let's see if they fit. Oh, God, they fit. Thank God, thank God. Otherwise, this would have been a fast project. Let's see. Oh, these guys fit. These guys fit. Man, that's great. This is going to be perfect. Well, my mainsprings won't fit. But look at that. Oh, man, this is going to be awesome. Will my big boys fit? No. Okay. But the majority of my problem is taken care of. I got some of those boards from Menards that I grabbed last year, that I did my little, what project did I do? It was a little swamp zombie, and the base of Little Man, my little zombie trick-or-treater. So I got these $4 boards from Menards. They're like offcuts I bought last year before wood went, through the ceiling. So I think we'll use one of these guys, and maybe we'll take one of our little spice racks, maybe a couple of them, and I'll layer them, and we could do some kind of like cool, like a tombstone design or something like that. Make some space for them to go up. I'll put a rack here, I'll put a rack here, a rack here, and then maybe we could do like a cool cutout with like a tombstone or something, and that'll be a cool display. We could do like one of my, oh, you know what? We could do a Nightmare Maker skull on top, or, we could dress it up somehow. So I'm gonna kind of lay these shelves out, get a rough idea where they go, and then I'll draw a design and we'll figure out what we're gonna do with this thing. Okay, YouTubes, so I've got all the shelves laid out. They're evenly spaced. I can put my big boys on top or my tall boys if I want to put them up on there. But I noticed that it doesn't leave much room for this for maybe a skull topper or something. So I might have to extend it, and I thought, man, for all the colors going in here, what if I did, dare I say, a clown theme? Now, Cobwebs don't do no clowns, but I'll make an exception for you guys. Like, I've heard you guys in the comments stuff like, oh, Cobwebs, do some clowns, do some clowns. And because this is going to be such a colorful board, maybe this is the time for me to break my own rule and do something clown related for you guys. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut this down, get my little hand jigsaw out. I'll probably take this piece and put it to the top, and I'll show you guys what I come up with. Okay, YouTube, so it's been a couple of days. Finally, the weather's cooperating. The board's basically all done. I drilled some holes in the corners and kind of beat it up a little bit and distressed it. I took a yardstick and just dragged some lines with a screwdriver, so there's some slight little vertical lines in this. I used the piece that was over here that I cut off, and I sketched out this little clown face. And I think we'll do him in 3D, so we'll put some clay and stuff in here. And I got one of those little half domes I use. We'll do him a nose, and we'll put some eyes in there. And we'll put him on top of the board up here. So we're going to sculpt later on top of this board so that everything is level. And I can glue this head right onto the board. Everything will be seamless. So before I do that, though, I think I want to go ahead and knock this board out. I've got some gold here, transparent gold. I think I want to lay a coat of gold around the border and do some kind of tape off with this tape or my other tapes. And then I want to do some circus color, some old school carny stuff, like maybe it was a 30s or 40s display or something for toys or candy or something, I don't know. But I figure I'll go with fluorescent pink and fluorescent yellow stripes, and we'll do it in blacklight, man. So let's get doing that right now. Okay, YouTubes, so I went ahead and hit the board with some gold. I went through my dollar store letters and thought, okay, what can I make out of these letters? So I only had 2 C's, so I figured instead of doing circus, I would write C and C toys. I took an S and a J and I made an ampersand, And I know what that is because I just Googled it to find out what the hell that was. So I think we're good to go now for our second step. I put a border on around everything with some tape, just to kind of give it some character, like an old school plaque. And I'm going to go ahead and take this thing outside and blast the whole thing with a coat of fluorescent yellow. Okay, YouTubes, so we've got our yellow on. It did not want to cooperate. So now we got to mask off all the yellow to cover up for a pink. So I'm just going to follow these little lines I put in there with my screwdriver right alongside the yardstick. And again, I'm not trying to be dead perfect. I want this to be kind of beat up and have some patina and stuff on it, so I don't care if this pulls up the fresh yellow paint. I think that'll be cool. So now I just gotta mask all this off, and we're gonna go blast some pink on this bad boy. And then when we get done with the pink, we can unmask it all, let the board dry, and then I'll do some washes and stuff on it later to make it more grimy and nasty looking, look like a real old display. Let's see what we got. Again, the bright colors, we're going to dial all these down just like with the zombie snail, so it may look bright and crazy now, but after some washes and some more transparents, it's going to be a whole lot cooler. Man, that is freaking bright. I can't wait to see this in blacklight. I think I'll surprise myself and wait till the end. Obviously, we're getting a lot of transfer on my hands. Alright, let's pick these off. Alright. That is pretty crazy looking. Okay. Again, I don't care if it overlaps or lays on top of each other. Alright, so now we got some gold in there. It's pretty cool. Let's get the toy sign off. Boom. CNC toys. Alright, I'm going to put that to dry because everything's still wet. You can tell, looks like I've been freaking choking a clown. So I'm going to let this dry. And I'll wash it later and I'll distress it and I'll come back with a Scotch Brite and knock the color down. But, man, that's pretty damn bright so far. So I'm going to stick this outside. Let's get some clay and start cracking on this little clown head. Okay, YouTubes, so I got my cutout of the clown ready to go. I went ahead and brushed him with some bacon bond just to make sure our clay sticks. I've got another board the same thickness as this one to sculpt on, so I want to be able to slide this guy apart after they're baked and stick it onto the sign. So I've got some pink Super Sculpey, or Sculpey Primo, and we'll do original Super Sculpey for the rest of it. I just want to kind of put little 3D lines and stuff in there. We've got his nose, we've got his eyes, so I just want to make it sort of like a three-dimensional. So we're going to go ahead and sculpt on the top and the bottom. I got some just pink here I've been kind of conditioning by hand. And I want to put some gums on him. And I think after we get gums done, last thing, we're going to poke some teeth in there. I think these are pretty cool. Brother Dave over at the Weird Kid Show has baked these epoxy teeth before. And he hasn't had a problem with them melting in the oven. So we might pop in a couple of gnarly teeth just to dress this little clown out. So let's see. Let's go ahead and put some gums on him. And I'll just go a little out past the lip line. Won't be a big deal. In fact, I don't even need this up there right now. Okay. Again, it ain't gonna be perfect. And then put some kind of gums down here for them. And about this length should keep me clear of the little sign we made earlier, so it's not covering anything. So I don't want too much gums on the bottom. Maybe something like that. So let's go ahead and dial in his lips. I figured I got some green. Again, it's Sculpey Primo. It's more of a harder clay, but I like using this stuff too if you don't want to have to go in and paint every single thing. Plus it just bakes really nice and it's cool. So let's give him some big fat duck lips. And just roll it out, make a nice big thick worm. I'm going to try and go thicker on the top, thin the sides out, and then we'll put the thicker part on his upper lip. So I'll just kind of stretch that and wrap that. And then I'll bring it down and around, making room for his nose. Some little cracks in the lips. And I'll make some drag marks. Alright, let's put some teeth in this guy. I don't want pretty teeth in him because they're clowns, man. They're probably all jacked up on Mountain Dew and cotton candy, so I got an out of this set, I've got an upper set and a lower set. So let's kind of stab some teeth in here and see. There should be a front middle. That's pretty gnarly looking. Let's see, maybe he's got one over here. Do a little sideways. More jacked up the better. Another front tooth. That's pretty crazy looking. Let's skip this tooth. Let's go right to this one. Jam it up in the corner higher on the gum. Oh, that's cool, man. I dig it. Okay, YouTubes. Just taking my silicone shaper and just stabbing in some wrinkles under his eyes. Again, we're going to use these little wooden domes. So I've been kind of just using that as a guide to make sure I got enough room in there and the eyelids are level. And just trying to smooth things out. So I want to do some cheeks on this guy, and then I think his face is basically done. We'll paint on his hair. Maybe I'll do some hair, I don't know. I like to do a nice kind of chubby cheek on this guy. I got two ball clays that are about the same. Or a little worm. Like that. This one's a little smaller, it's okay. Not looking for exactly perfect clown features. I want it to be cartoony and played with. So I'll just bring this clay down here. Right on down to his cheekbone. I'll go ahead and do it by hand. Okay, YouTube, so I think I'm pretty close on this guy. I went ahead and brushed another coat of Bacon Bond over his hair. I rolled out some worms, so I think I'm going to do like a little 3D effect on his hair. I'll kind of bend these into place. Do one on this side. I'll shorten that one. Just to give his hair some sort of 3D texture. You know, something like that. And maybe a little something up here. A little puff up top. Something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with his hair. Put on a couple of worms. I'm going to brush him out with some baby oil. That way he's nice and smooth. And then I'll show you this guy after we're done. And right before I throw him in the oven, we'll take a look at him. Okay, YouTubes. I'm just hitting this guy with some baby oil. Smooth out some of these lines so they're not as harsh. And already put this guy in the oven. So I'm going to go ahead and bake him for probably 20 minutes because I'm thicker than a 1/4 inch. So I'll probably do 25, maybe 30 minutes, but I'm going to lower the temperature down to about 250 to give this clay some time to bake. So next time we see him, he'll be done. We'll be throwing some paint on this guy. Okay, YouTubes, got clown shoes out of the oven. Let's go ahead and paint him. I did pull each one of the teeth out because they weren't glued in. I put a little bit of crazy glue in, so now each one of the teeth is glued in. I think I want to start with the yellow because I want to do the backs of his eyes and a little bit on the teeth. This is my Midnight Glow blacklight paint. I've used this kit for a long time. I got a lot of projects out of it. I think it's like less than 20 bucks on Amazon. So I think the yellow is going to be really cool. So I'm just kind of dip in and just kind of go with it. I don't want it to be super saturated because I want it to look like it's an old plaque or an old display or something like that. So I think we're going to do yellow in his eyes. Spin him around. And I think that'll be a cool backdrop. Again, I left the wood color. I think we're going to use white as the complexion on him. I haven't really figured out hair color yet. And so we're getting there. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out his eyes. I want to do a little bit on these teeth because, like I said, I hate freaking white teeth. So I'm going to knock out his eyes. And, oh, I didn't show you guys. While he was in the oven, I went ahead and painted his eyes. So I got us a pink set of eyes and an orange clown nose with rattle cans, so we'll put those on later on. But I figure we'll base him out first. I'm going to go ahead and knock out the yellow. When I come back, we'll try and do his complexion in the white. Okay, YouTubes, so my white Midnight Glow paint is all dried up. So I kind of had to pivot. I went and got some white and some glow yellow and mixed a little bit together. So I've got a kind of an off-white, maybe an ivory with a little tinge of yellow color. I don't really need it to glow much, I just need it to be a background color. So I got my little UV flashlight to check it. It shows up pretty good on the clown. I checked the eyes and the nose, and they show up really good. This looks pretty neutral, so we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and go with it because that's all I got right now. So I want to just make it look like almost like a dry brush kind of. I don't want to like solid paint everything, just like that. So it looks sort of like old school grease paint. Now, I don't want to go onto the edge. I want the edges to say brown or the natural wood color. I might even go back and burn a little more or stain the edges just so they look more hand worn and time touched. So I'm going to go ahead and knock out all the white, and then I want to do some green around the lips, and I think we're going to go with green hair. I'm not going to put no crazy face paint on like a big Gene Simmons paint job. So I think we're going to go ahead and jump onto hair after I get the face done. Okay, YouTube, so I went ahead and got his face finished up. I used a little bit of brown rust on his mouth just to try it out, and that works really good, so I'll probably do the whole board afterwards with that to make it look dirty and old. And I'm getting to the hair now, and I'm kind of torn. I want to use like either a fluorescent blue or the fluorescent green for hair, but I don't want them to be too Joker looking. And I don't have any blue on the board, so our board is pink and yellow. So I really don't want to use blue. Blue might be too foreign. So I think I'm going to go green hair. I'll spray some in a cup, and then I want to do green highlights around the mouth, the lip, and his hair. And basically we'll finish him up, and he's ready to glue onto the board. We'll put his eyes and his nose on, and I'll make my last little tweaks, and we'll call him done. So I'm going to go put some green sprayed into a cup, and then I'm going to brush out the hair and get that done. Okay, YouTube, so I did go with the fluorescent green for the hair. It'll end up dying down anyways, and I put brown rust over everything and wash it all down, so it should kill the brightness. So I've got some Midnight Glow green here, and I just want to kind of top coat and highlight some of these other hair areas. So we got two different color greens going on there. Just these upper areas, these little top worms. And I definitely want to do a hint around the lips. So just make sure these show up under black light. Okay, YouTubes. Got our head pretty close. Let's go ahead and slide this on here. Alright, it's looking pretty good. I went ahead and dirt up the board a little bit, so I'm happy with that. I need to trace out this mouth. Right in the middle of that pink line. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to paint the mouth out. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the nose on. I think it's safe to go ahead and glue the head to the board. And I did go back and I blacked out with a really fine little tiny tip brush. I put some black into the eyes to separate the colors and make them stand out. So I think we're good, man. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to paint the mouth out. I'm going to glue the board on, glue all the eyes in, and distress the hell out of this thing. And maybe my last little tweaks and stuff. And then we'll hang this thing and take a look at it. Okay, YouTubes, you ready to check this bad boy out? The Clown Spice Rack is done. Check it out. I'm pretty happy with it. I went ahead and put screws in the four corners. I covered them with these big old thumbtacks from Amazon. They were like 10 bucks for this whole big box. Just to kind of hide the screws and clean it up a little bit. But all the racks are screwed in. Now I got plenty of stuff to put my micas in. And I'll pull you guys out the tripod and give you a real close look at this thing. Okay, YouTubes, obviously you guys can see I added some fingers. It just looked kind of plain, like there was something missing up there. So I went ahead and just sculpted some fingers. Threw some quick dry brushing on them and put some orange fingernails on them. And those are the little brass tacks that are hiding the screws. And I just went ahead and beat the whole board, and I sprayed some little bits of blacklight glow paint on there in odd spots. Got my screws in for the racks. And overall, I think I'm pretty happy with them. So CNC Toys. So, man, since this thing's all painted in blacklight, let's go ahead and black this guy out and take a look at him. See him in the dark. Okay, YouTubes. He's all lit up. The black light's on. I still need to find some white blacklight paint and go dry brush his little wrinkles and high spots on his fingers and head. But overall, I'm really happy with him. Even with all the distressing, man, he glows bright. Like you can see this from across the room. But I think this guy's going to work out great for holding all my mica powders, for all my resin projects. And I think it really does look like an old circus sign, you know? CNC Toys, and somebody just used it and made it into a rack for something. So overall, I'm real happy with it. Okay, YouTubes, that's my clown project. Y'all know I hate clowns, but I figure with all these colors and these micas, I had to go the clown route on this one. It just kind of called for it. So that's the best clown I had in me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The rack's working great so far. I loaded it up. It holds my jacquard. It holds my lit powders. It holds my jewelescent. It holds decor room. So, man, this thing's going to give me a lot of service over the years. So, as always, you guys get a chance, go check out my brothers in a trio of terror. I am 1/3. Then there is Vic over at Monster Misfits and Dave at the Weird Kid Show, guys. Every day is Halloween for us, and we're cranking out projects, and we're especially going non-stop since we're past the halfway point to Halloween. So, you guys get a chance, come over to Cobwebs and Candlesticks on Facebook and share your projects, share what you're building. You know, share your ideas with everybody and join the Haunt fam. So until I see you guys again, keep it evil. Okay, YouTubes, let's get this bad boy mounted. I want to stick them on the inside of the door so I ain't got to look at them. So I figure we'll mount them right around here or so. Let me put the clown up there. Let's make sure this clears. Ah, god damn it, it's going to hit. I forgot to add in for the thickness of the board. Son of a bitch.